Hey, you guys, come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in. I know that I'm live earlier than what I normally am. So I know some of you guys may have to catch this on the replay, but of course, I'm doing my 5 day challenge. And so that's during the time that I would normally go live. And so those of you that aren't on here live, definitely make sure that you say hi, hello, hey. Those of you that are catching us on the replay, I want you to type in hashtag replay, leave your questions, your comments, all that awesome stuff. Like I said, I know for some of you guys, yes. I'm a lot earlier than what I normally am. Hey, Valerie, and hey, Angel. And so I completely understand some of you guys, your setting is a little bit different. Some of y'all looking around like, man, it's not lunchtime. What we doing? But during lunchtime, I am on with the ladies that are a part of my Sign Your Next $2,000 plus coaching client 5 day challenge. And so I just wanted to hop on here, have this conversation. Those of you that are new to my space, welcome. My name is Beverly Walthour. I am a business strategist, specifically for established Christian female coaches and service providers for coaches who desire to accelerate their income and their impact without compromising their Christian values. And so we do this by showing them how to shift from 5 figure months into 5 figure weeks and days. Good morning, Dr. Michelle. Good morning. And so, you guys, this live is going to be shorter than usual because I'm still prepping, putting the finishing touches on the challenge for today and what it is that I want my ladies to do for today. And so, you guys, like I said, as I was actually working on the content, it triggered a lot of things for me when it comes to when I think about my clients and when they come to me and how I serve them and all of those good things. And because today is all about your offer. And so, once again, I'm going to extend the invitation. If you are not a part of my Sign Your Next $2,000 plus coaching client 5 day challenge, this is my invitation for you to join us. So, the clickable link is somewhere, either above the video or below, just depending upon where you're watching this from. So if you have any questions about how to create an offer, how to price an offer, how to sell your offer, I'm going to invite you to join us in this challenge because those are the topics that we're going to cover the remaining days of the challenge. Yesterday, we laid the foundation, which you need to know when it comes to your ideal clients, which I call your next level clients. And so then now that we've laid the foundation, we're going to spend the remainder of the challenge talking about their offer, how to structure their offer, how to create their offer, how to price their offer, how to sell their offer. That's what we're going to spend the remaining time of the challenge doing. So if you are not a part of the challenge, this is my invitation. There are 2 levels of experience. You can do the general experience, which that starts at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So everyone is invited to the general experience at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's when we go over the lessons. We have our conversations. We have our breakout groups, all those amazing things. And then we also have the VIP experience, which most of the people are actually in the VIP experience. And so with the VIP experience, we then do a deeper dive into the content for that day. So we have what I call implementation labs. So it's actually activities and things that they actually have to do each day as a part of the VIP experience. So once again, this is my personal invitation to those of you, if you are not already a part of the challenge. Now let's dive into this conversation. So for today, like I said, as I was working on the content, and I was just like, oh, let me make sure I have this. Oh, let me make sure I have this. Oh, let me make sure I have this. And literally, the ladies that are a part of the challenge, I have given them the same framework that my paying clients get access to, which literally this framework for creating your offer, they have been able to sell their offers anywhere from 4 to 6 figures using this framework. And once again, remember, the investment to join the challenge is only either $47 or $97, but they're getting access to the exact same framework that my clients use to sell 4 to 6 figure offers. Did you catch that? Did you catch that? And so once again, I told you guys when I did this challenge that they were going to get access to the content, that type of thing. So they got access. Actually, it went out today. They got access to the framework. So during our live session today, we're actually going to break that framework down. We're going to talk about that framework. Once again, it's the exact same framework that I use and that my clients use. Hey, Lakia, hey, Adita, the exact same framework that I and my clients use to close 4 to 6 figure offers. And so what I'm going to talk about now, this key element, when you know this key element that I'm getting ready to talk about and you know how to position it, not only will you be able to sell 4 to 6 figure offers, but your clients will pay you in full. And that's the beautiful thing. So imagine someone paying you $5,000 in full or $10,000 in full or $20,000 in full. Imagine that happening. I want you to imagine that. And so a lot of my clients that have sold the six-figure offer, that's usually to a corporate entity. And so once again, they use this same structure when they're having conversations with corporate entities. But the thing is, people are like, well, Bab, this is a corporation, this is a business, but it's ran by people. It's still people that run the business and the corporation. So when you know how to speak first to that person that runs the organization, and then you're able to speak to the goals and the vision, because remember, they still are accountable for the goals and the vision of the business, then once again, that's what makes the huge difference. And so this key element that I'm going to talk about, and once again, when you know and understand this key element and how to position it, it will make a huge difference. Once again, if you want the deeper dive into this, join us in the challenge. That's all that I'm going to say. Join us in the challenge, that part. And so the key element when it comes to you selling your 4 to 6 figure offers is the program promise. What is the promise of your program or your offer? And the thing is, with this program promise, when you know how to articulate the program promise, hey, Amy, when you know how to articulate your program's promise, and there's actually a way for you to structure the promise. And so once again, in the challenge, we're going to talk about how you actually structure the promise of your program, because a lot of people, when you talk about, well, when I promise them something, what happens if they don't, what happens if they don't achieve the promise, and so many people are afraid to have a promise for their program. But this is the key question. One, like I said, do you know how to clearly articulate it? Once again, there's actually a way for you to structure your program promise. And so I've learned, and I've noticed with a lot of my clients, that they don't know how to structure that program promise. They don't know how to structure it. Or either they came in, they don't have one at all. And once again, they're afraid of the word promise, because their automatic thought is, well, Bev, I had people and they weren't able to achieve it. Or Bev, what if people aren't able to achieve the promise? And so they shrink back from it. But I'm telling you, because people pay for results. Period. I like to use the word transformation because I work with transformational coaches and service providers. So your people are going to pay for the transformation. So once again, when you know how to articulate the program promise, once again, which is tied to the results, I'm telling you, or tied to the transformation, people will pay you 4 to 6 figures. I don't care who it is that you serve. Because a lot of us will walk into this thing, well, Bev, I serve a certain type of person. I serve a certain type of person. And so this is always my key thing, because I have people that are like, well, Bev, my ideal client, people are, they're homeless. And I'm sitting here like, how is a homeless person going to pay you? Like, that doesn't even make any sense to me. But what I will tell them, well, how about you partner with the organizations that serve the people? So if you're saying that God has given you a heart for a certain person or a certain group of people, and you're like, well, hey, they don't have the funds, which I always say, we talked about this the other day about you projecting your limited beliefs onto a whole group of people. So I talked about that the other day when I talked about the coach that made the comment about Christian women having the brokest mindset. And so once again, I had that whole conversation with you guys about projecting your limiting beliefs onto a whole group of people. But if you truly have a group of people that cannot afford it because they're homeless, because they're in an abuse, they're in a shelter or whatever, partner with the organizations that work with those groups of people. And once again, now we're back to your 5 and your 6 figure offers. So what? But once again, do you know how to articulate your program's promise? Like I said, a lot of people shy away from that because they're like, what if people don't get the results? So Bev, I had someone that was in the program and they didn't get the results, yada, 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 yada. But my thing is, one, you have to know how to articulate this. That once again, there's a certain way that you talk about your program promise. The other part, to answer this other part about, you being afraid to have a program promise, because what if they don't get the results? Anytime a client asks me that question, this is what I ask them. If you get your next level client into the program and they follow the process, will they get that promise? Will they get that result? And every last one of them will say yes. Then I say, then you should be able to stand behind your promise. You should be able to stand behind your promise. But the key to that is you must get your next level clients into the program. That's the thing. Sometimes we'll take people in because we need the money. That's not why you take somebody into your program. You have to ensure that you are super crystal clear on who that program is for, who that offer is for. And so once again, that's why yesterday, as a part of the challenge, that's why we laid the foundation for this. So now when we talk about selling a four-figure offer or a five-figure offer or a six-figure offer, like I said, I've had clients, I have not done the six-figure offer, but I've had clients who have used this framework to do the six-figure offer. And like I said, specifically those that are dealing with corporations or working with businesses, that's how they've been able to do the six-figure offers. So once again, it works. What I'm telling you, the framework that I give, it works. Point blank, period. And then once again, when you know how to articulate the program promise, then you will be able to have your next level clients. They will pay you in full. So like I said, imagine having someone and that invoice comes back in, or that bank transfer, just depending upon how they're doing it. You know, once again, it's 7,500, it's 15,000, it's $50,000 that's hitting the account. What shift would that do if that hit your account every month? Or it hits your account once a week? What would that shift in your life and in your business? Some of us were thinking too small. And the beautiful thing when it came to the challenge was, and someone made a comment that I'm going to post on my social media, where she was like, you know, hey, I was having a conversation with someone and she was just talking about the power of her being in the room. She was just like, being in the room with these ladies, it was such an eye opener, because so often when you're playing by yourself, you play so much smaller. But when you get into the room, and I'm always talking to you guys about getting in the room, getting in the room, getting in the room, getting in the room, you play at such a bigger level. Some of you guys, you need to get in the room. My next level clients, they understand the power of being in the room. So when I invite people to come into the room, if they say no, I'm like, okay, cool. You know, I'm not begging and pleading, because I understand, I know the power of being in the room. My clients will tell you about the power of being in the room. So like I said, I'm going to share some of those testimonials from the ladies just from the first day. So I don't care if I'm inviting you into a container that's $47 like this challenge is, or if I'm inviting you into a container that's $7,500 like my revenue accelerator, or if I'm inviting you into a container which is my one-on-one container that's at $20,000. I understand about the power of being in the room and how it shifts you from a smaller mindset into a larger mindset, into your next level mindset. That's why I'm always doing that. Like I said, when I extend these invitations, and it's the same thing I tell my clients, all you can do is ask. You cannot control whether or not they say yes or no. Now, there are some ways for you to get a yes, but once again, or ways for you to set yourself up so you're more than likely to get a yes. But once again, so many of us, we get so frustrated and we get so upset when someone says no. And remember, they're not saying no to you. They're saying no to the offer, and that's fine. That is fine. That's fine. That type of thing. And so I'm telling you guys, what I'm talking about is proven. This is not something that I made up. This is something that has been proven by both myself and my clients, Yes, Valerie Ann, she just reminded y'all, get in the room. Valerie Ann, she's part of the challenge, right? So like I said, those of you, if you shy away from your writing a program promise or talking about a program promise or whatever it is, ask yourself, if I get my next level client into this program, into this offer, into this service, and they follow my process, whatever the process is, whatever it is you need for them to do, if they do it, will they be able to achieve that thing that you're promising? If the answer is yes, you should stand behind your promise. Period. Period. And then this is one of the key things too that a lot of people do not know. There are three areas that people pay for. A lot of people, you don't know. If you don't know those three areas in which people will pay for, once again, it's because it's tied to your program promise. So that's why a lot of people don't have one. Like I said, when people come to me, and because remember, they come to me about their offer, their pricing. And so remember, I said I ask my clients a series of questions. And so once again, when we get through these questions, I'm telling you, there is such a paradigm shift in the way that they think about their offer, in the way that they think about their service. They never want to go back to, having low ticket or offering their services low ticket out of fear. Once again, I always say I don't see any problems with low ticket offers. One, like I said, when it comes to low ticket, if there's a strategy to it, period. Some of you guys, your strategy is fear, and fear is not a strategy. Just saying. Okay. So once again, there are three main areas that people will pay for. Do you know those three main areas? We're going to talk about that in the challenge today. Like I said, they're getting all when it comes to your offer, because that's the area where my clients, when they get the breakthroughs and the ahas around their offer, it makes such a huge difference. I'm telling you, I'm telling you, I'm telling you, right? And then once again, now, of course, your program promise, that's just one of the elements. And like I said, even at the title of this, that's one key element. But when you are able to articulate your program's promise, I'm telling you, people will pay you for the six figures for your services, for your offer. Once again, if you are not a part of the challenge, I am inviting you to join us in this Sign Your Next 2000 plus. Because see, I had the plus sign behind the $2,000 plus coaching client 5-day challenge. So the clickable link is somewhere above or below. There's two levels to this challenge. You can do the general experience or you can do the VIP experience, just depending upon the level and the depth that you desire to be able to go into detail when it comes to the challenge. So once again, you guys, like I said, the program promise, that's just one of the elements, but that is a key element. When you are able to articulate your program's promise, that type of thing. Yeah, oh, we understood. Yep, fear is not a strategy, that type of thing. So you guys, I'm telling you now, of course, there are additional elements to your offer. And so you want to make sure that you have those additional elements, when it comes to your offer. Like I said, we're going to break those things down for those of you that are a part of the challenge. And so I'm telling you, when we get through with this, and I made this post, you can go back to my post from last week where I said, you better get with some of these coaches now, because once they get into this challenge, they're going to be raising their prices. Some of them already raised their price before the challenge even starts. When we get to this element right here and we're looking at their offer and we're going to talk about their offer, or their services, some of them are going to raise their price again today. I'm going to tell them to hold off just for a second, because tomorrow we're going to talk about pricing. But if they want to raise it at the end of the day and then raise it tomorrow, you guys, I've literally had clients, because for some people, when it comes to pricing their services and selling their services, sometimes they have to take a step first before they can see what the bigness of what it is that they do. So I literally had a client in one of my accelerator programs. So she had her offer. And let's just say when she initially came into the accelerator, I got her to get her offer up to 3,500, because it wasn't even that before we got started. I think when we first got started, it was like 2,500. So before, when the accelerator started, I was able to get her to get it to 3,500. Once again, like I said, for some people, it's baby steps. Some of my clients, if I say, hey, have you thought about selling that for 5,000? Like, nope, I didn't think about it, but yeah, I'll be able to, I'll do it. Like some of them, they're able to do it like that. Some of the other ones, we have to take different steps. We have to take smaller steps before they get to the bigger win, which I'm fine with that. That's why I'm like, I'm not one of those coaches that's going to be on this internet screaming, raise your prices, raise your prices, raise your prices, raise your prices, because there are mindset and paradigm shifts for some people that they have to make. Some people, they're able to do it at warp speed. For others, they have to take different steps. They have to take incremental steps to do it. So when she came into the accelerator, like I said, I was able to get her to go from 2,500 to 3,500. So she got to 3,500. When she got into the program, it took her 2 weeks before she sold the first one at 3,500, right? So when she sold it for 3,500, she was like, oh, for some of you guys, just selling it, that first one at the first price point will be, or at the higher price point, that's going to be the thing where you're going to be like, oh, okay, when I know how to structure my offer, when I have my pricing in alignment and I'm talking to my next level client, then they will pay for it. So then the next week, so we have a tracker. And so they track their results on this tracker. And so the next week I saw that she had made another sale, but her total was different from the week before. So I had to ask her, I was like, well, how come your total this week is different from what it was last week? Because she, the way it's set up, it lets us know how many she sold. And so I said, well, how many did you sell? She said, I only sold one. I said, well, how many did you sell last week? She said, I only sold one. But this week, that week, the price point had 4,500. So I was like, well, I don't understand. I said, I thought it was 3,500. She was like, oh no, once I sold that one for 3,500, I raised the price to 4,500. Within a week, she raised it another $1,000 and she still sold it. You guys, I'm telling you, this framework works. By the time we got done with the accelerator, the program was at 7,500. Now the accelerator is a 12-week program. By the time we got done, she was selling it for 7,500. The same offer, The same offer she came in with, and when we first got together, it was 2,500. But in a 12-week span, she got it to 7,500. That was my client, Amy. And so it was absolutely, it made me chuckle on the inside because, like I said, for some people, it's incremental. And that's why I keep saying these people that are out here hollering and screaming, raise your prices, raise your prices, raise your price. For some people, it's not that easy. Sometimes they have to take those incremental steps because they have to build that confidence within themselves. So for her, she had to build that confidence when she was actually able to sell it. Plus, also her being in the room with other people who were selling at that level as well, that she was able to actually do it. And once again, she had that confidence there because one, she was in the room with other believers in business. Yes, Tanika, I'm telling you, within a week, she raised it by $1,000. Within 12 weeks, she had raised it by $5,000. And it was absolutely nothing. She did not add anything else to that program. She did not add not nary, there's my countryside, not nary one thing did she add to that offer. I'm telling you, this structure that I am providing you, once again, you can literally go from a 4-figure offer to a 5-figure offer if you want to. You can go to 6-figure. Like I said, those that have done the 6-figure offers with my framework, this has been those people who are servicing businesses and corporations. That's how they've been able to do the 6-figure. But like I said, you can use it. There are some life coaches that have 6-figure masterminds. Just say it. Just say it. It will work for those things. And so, like I said, there are additional elements that you want to have in your offer, additional to the big promise. Also, another thing is how you're structuring your offer. Some of you guys, bless your hearts. A lot of you, when it comes to your offers, you'll emulate what you see. So if you've been in a program where they meet once a week for 60 to 75 minutes or twice a week for, 60 to 75 minutes, you usually emulate what you see. You usually emulate what you see. You usually emulate what you see, right? But I'm telling you, when it comes to your offer structure, there are so many ways to structure our offer. You can literally meet with your clients twice a month for 30 minutes. There are elements to structuring your offer. When you know these elements, and we're going to talk about it in the challenge. I keep telling you guys, we're going to talk about it in the challenge. Ways to structure your offer. Well, like I said, you can meet with your clients twice a month for 30 minutes and they will still get the result. That program promise that we talked about, they will still achieve the program promise. So those of you in that structure that I'm talking about, those of you that do one-on-ones, like a lot of you guys, like I said, one-on-ones, you meet with them 60 to 75 minutes a week, once a week or twice a week. And you're doing that because you're trying to justify the price. You're trying to justify the price of what it is that you're doing, or you're stuffing all this stuff into a program. Everything that you've learned over the past 20 years, you're stuffing it into a 12-week program because you're trying to justify the price. And that's not how you do that. And then those of you that desire to serve people at that mid 4-figure level, that 5-figure level, that 6-figure, they don't have time to meet with you twice a week for 75 minutes. They don't have time for that. Your next level client, remember, they're taking that. They don't have time to meet with you that often. But once again, you're doing that to justify the price. Those people that are investing at that level, one of the key elements and key things that they're paying for is access to you. So they want to know that, hey, when I have this question, am I able to access you? They may not need to meet with you every single week. And like I said, for a lot of you guys, that's why people come to me when it comes to the structuring of their offer. When it comes to the structuring of their offer. So like I said, my people are established, so they already come with an offer. So there are things we'll tweak with their offer that they have, but they're not throwing their whole offer away. And so, like I said, even that example with my client, Amy, like I said, because before we started the accelerator, we had already restructured her offer. So once again, when she came to me at 2,500, I got her at least the 3,500 before we got started. And then the next week, after she sold that first one, she jumped to 4,500. And then by the end of the 12 weeks, it was at 7,500. Once again, she did not change anything. She didn't change anything with the offer. Period. Period. And so, you guys, I'm telling you. So, like I said, we're going to do a deep dive into this. Those that are part of the challenge. Once again, we're going to talk about the structure and the elements and the pieces and all of those things when it comes to your offer, that type of thing. So like I said, if you want that deeper dive, then once again, this is the invitation for you to join us. Datricia said 3 things people pay for. Wow. Yes. You guys, there are 3 things that people will pay for. And when I tell you that when I have my clients come to me and we're structuring their offer, we structure it around one of those 3 elements. Because once again, a lot of people, they don't know that because they haven't been trained in sales. And once again, sales is selling. So we're not doing, because I've shared this with you guys before. I've had clients come to me because a coach told them, well, hey, people will pay you to help them make money. That's one of them, but that's not the it's three elements. And so here they are trying to sell something on how to get clients, and they don't have any clients. I'm like, that's out of alignment. That's not even operating in integrity. How are you talking to people about how to sign clients and you don't have any clients because a coach told you that the only way for you to make money in the online space is to help people to make money? That is a lie. So I had to tell her, I said, I said, I can't, if you're going to do that, I can't work with you. Like, if you're going to keep that as your program, I'm not working with you because you're operating outside of integrity. I'm not doing that. I'm not working with you like that. And so my thing is, my goal is to help you work in the way that God has called for you to serve. If you can't do it in the way that he's called for you to serve, and like I said, we're able to, I don't know of any type of coach, one of these 3 areas that they cannot be able to fit into one of these 3 areas. I don't know of any coach that can't do it. But once again, because she listened to someone that said the only way that you can make money in the online space is by helping people to make money, that's why she ended up flipping what she was doing. That's not how this works. That's not how any of this works. Period. So like I said, those of you, if you want to know those 3 ways, we're doing a deep dive into it, into my 5-day challenge. So once again, today is day 2. So yesterday we laid the foundation when it comes to their ideal clients, which I call your next level clients. So today we're going to talk about how to structure their offer. Like I said, literally they have gotten the framework for my 4 to 6 figure, what I call my high ticket 4 to 6 figure offer framework. They got access to that today. So then we're going to have a conversation about that today when we meet live. We meet live at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for those that do, for all of us. And then those that are doing the VIP experience, and we continue the conversation at 1:15 where we have our implementation labs. So once again, that's my invitation. If you're not a part of the challenge, to go ahead and join us. And like I said, so even with the offer structure, some of you guys are killing yourselves. That's why you're burnt out, because this is the thing. If you are trying to service, your one-on-one clients, and then the thing is, people don't think about the fact that when it comes to your coaching, that not only do you have to fulfill, like actually coach the people that you have, but you also have to market. And so usually what ends up happening, and how come people have these, hills and valleys, these highs and lows in their business, their income is unpredictable, is because they'll stop the marketing to do the fulfillment. The fulfillment takes over them because they are spending so much time with these clients, meeting with them 2-3 times a week, 60 minutes to 75 minutes, each time, once again, trying to justify the price, that once again, then their marketing falls off. And then once they realize, well, whoa, I need some more clients. You see what I'm saying? Like, it's a vicious cycle if you're not paying attention to what it is that you're doing. And so once again, your offer structure is so important. Some of you guys are burning yourselves out because of that. You're burning yourself out because of that. So Amy said, I meet with one-on-one with my clients because privacy is important, but one-on-one is not a requirement for coaches. So there are different ways for you to meet with your clients. So yes, you can do one-on-one, you can do group, you can do courses, just depending upon the structure. Now, there are even ways, even depending upon the type of services that you offer, where a group setting for your people, if you know how to position the group setting, it will be more appealing to them to actually be in a group versus just one-on-one. They may have both elements to it if you know how to position it. Now, there are some people, just depending upon their level of where they are in life, where they prefer the discretion of one-on-one. But the thing is, even if that's the case, your pricing should be in alignment when it comes to your one-on-one. And some of you guys, your pricing is not even in alignment. So you have to take on 15, 20, 30 one-on-one clients. That's a burnout. That is a burnout. It's going to burn you out trying to do 50 one-on-one clients. Just saying. There we go. So Nika said, coach the clients that you have and market your program. Yeah, like I said, because it's just like you have to fulfill, like the fulfillment of it. You have to do the thing, whatever the thing is, the coaching. Some of you guys, if you provide a service, you have to actually get the whatever the thing is, the product or the service to them. So there's a fulfillment element that a lot of people don't take into consideration. And like I said, they end up burning themselves out because they don't have a program structure or offer structure, for their offer, the way that they have it structured. And so a lot of you guys, once again, you have created a business where you have put your life around your business versus the other way around. You should have your business fit your lifestyle. And so a lot of us have that backwards, and that's why we have that burnout for a lot of people. So that type of thing. Okay. So you guys, like I said, I was gonna hop on here quickly because I wanted to have this conversation. Like I said, as I was working on the elements for the ladies for the challenge, I said, well, let me hop on here live and have a bigger conversation with those of you that are not part of the challenge, just to make sure that you have that one key element. Like I said, when you know how to structure and talk about, when you know how to talk about your big promise and you know how to position it, people will pay you 4, 5, and 6 figures. It is proven. It is proven. It is proven. Like I said, the structure that I provide my clients, it is a proven structure. Period. Period, 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 period. That type of thing. So Datricia said, I want group. That way I hear many different ideas at once. And so you guys, and so, there are definitely pros and cons to one-on-one, and I always tell people know, if they follow me, my background is in education and training. And so, there are beautiful elements to group settings. There are beautiful elements to one-on-one. My preference out of those two is actually group. I prefer group, but like I said, my background is in education and training. So I have been trained on how to work with groups of people. And so once again, that's my training. That's my training. But once again, that one-on-one element, once again, it has a higher touch point, that type of thing. But once again, it needs to be priced accordingly. And a lot of you guys, your one-on-ones are not priced accordingly. A lot of you guys also think that because you have a group program that you can only price it for $400 or $500. That is a lie. That is not true. So tomorrow, when it comes to our pricing, tomorrow in the challenge is all about pricing. And so we're going to talk about the fact you can have a $5,000 coaching program. You can have a $15,000 group coaching. You can have a $5,000 group coaching program. You can have a $10,000 group coaching program if you know how to structure it, if you know how to talk about that, if you know how to position it. But like I said, a lot of us, especially when it comes to coaching, we mimic or we imitate what we've seen or what we've been a part of. And so the ladies that's a part of the challenge, I'm going to open their eyes to the possibilities of different ways that they can structure their offer. Because like I said, I want you to have a coaching business or a service business that is built around your lifestyle versus you trying to fit your life into your business. We're doing it the other way, period. And so once again, this is why my clients are able to shift from 5-figure months into 5-figure weeks and days. So once again, because I have to hop off because I got to prepare for the call over there. Because like I said, we go live each day at noon Eastern Standard Time. And those calls are recorded as well. So those ladies, if they have a day where they can't join us live, which I always, encourage them to join us live because beautiful things happen during the live. But if they can't catch us live, then they have those replays that they can access. And there's the workbook that goes along with it because I believe in the most, people having multiple ways in which they learn and all of those good things. And so once again, so those of you, if you're a part of the challenge, we kick off at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So get ready. Make sure you have your pen with you and all that good stuff. Those of you, if you're not a part of the challenge, this is my invitation for you to join us. Once again, the clickable link is either above or below the video. Once you click the link, it's going to take you over to the landing page. You choose your experience, the general experience, which starts at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Everyone comes to that experience. And, we go over the lesson, the activity. We have breakout sessions. So that's why I say if you can come live because there's power in those breakout sessions. The ladies will tell you that's a part of the challenge. There's power in those breakout sessions. And then after that, at 1:15, those that do the VIP experience, we actually have what I call implementation labs. And there are actually activities, more discussions that they have, and then activities, things that they actually have to implement during that time. Okay. All right, you guys. So I pray that this information was helpful. Like I said, if you walk away from anything with this conversation, it is your program promise. What is your program promise? Do you know how to structure that? Do you know how to talk about that? Once again, that's one of those key elements that when you know how, because that's what people pay for the transformation. People pay for the result, period. The period. And so once again, when you know when you know those things, I'm telling you, they will pay you the 4, 5, or 6 figures. Okay. All right, you guys. So I pray that this was useful and helpful information. You guys, thank you so much. If you have any questions for me, just shoot me a message in Messenger. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you on the other side of this live. And those of you that are part of the challenge, I will see you in less than an hour at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, kicking off for day 2, which is all about how to structure your offer. You guys, thank you so much for joining me, and I'll see you on the other side of this live. Take care.